Welcome back to another video. It is a new week update. So in my last video I mentioned that I was watching Sheffield with some friends. It's now Monday, so it's the day after Sheffield, and I mentioned that I was watching Sheffield with some friends. They were coming around and I was like, you know, obviously I want this cut to be successful. I want to get my weight down in like a good time, but I also want to live, you know. If my friends came over tonight and were like, oh, let's have a takeaway, I'll have a takeaway. And that's exactly what happened, even though I think originally we kind of agreed to bring food with us, but like, it's fine. So we had a Greek, which was really tasty, but that does mean that my weight did obviously go up a little bit today just from retention. To be honest, I felt very like full after the meal. Like, I don't feel like I massively overate, but I just felt incredibly full, like pretty much straight after eating. And I just felt a bit uncomfortable. That whole night, like last night, I was up feeling really thirsty. Like my stomach was quite painful. I don't think, I don't know, like I had weird pain in my stomach, not like an upset tummy, just like a painful tummy. So that wasn't ideal, but I woke up this morning, which to be expected, I was a little bit heavier. I was 88.9. I'm okay with that though, to be honest. I haven't really lost anything in the last week. I did see a new low weigh-in midweek, but it was actually a new low weigh-in by 100 grams, so not really even worth counting. So food has dropped again this week. Now, my macros this week, I'm dropping my carbs again. So I'm on 210 carbs, 175 protein and 80 fat on my training days. And on my rest days, I am on 160 carbs, 175 protein and 100 grams of fat. So carbs have gone down 20 grams on both days there. I tend to find, which will just be because of retention, like dropping my carbs helps the scales go more than dropping my fat. So like my body responds really well to fats. And also, like, I enjoy eating fattier foods. I've said this before. But I'm hoping that that will be low enough. I think that works out roughly 2,200 calories-ish. That should be a bit of a deficit for me because that's usually about what I'm on when I cut for comps down to 84 anyway. On top of that, so step count. Last week, I averaged just over 8,000 steps a day. And bearing in mind, I actually drove into the office on Friday rather than walked, which meant my steps were down by a lot on Friday. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Zuko's walks are still around 20 minutes, but we're going to up them a little bit now that he's a little bit older to like 20 to 30, depending on how much he stops and sniffs. But that's twice a day. And as of February, as of Saturday, I am in a step challenge with work, my office job. And the goal is to hit over 12,000 steps every day of February. So that alone should get my weight dropping. I said in the last video, and I'm going to say it again, my goal for the end of Feb is to see an 85 on the scales, which is like a decent drop. Well, it's just over 2 kilos, which I can do that. Like my body is, I can do that. I can do that. Especially with the extra steps. So typically what happens with me and my step count is when I first increase my steps, my body kind of, I think it's like a retention thing, and I do tend to see the scales go up a little bit. So I'm mentally preparing for that. But the goal is all of Feb, it's all done in teams with the step challenge, and I don't want to be the first one to let the team down. So I am telling myself I can do 12,000 steps a day all of Feb. My feet might not like it, but it's fine. So basically my average steps are going to go up quite a lot now. I think today I'm going to take it a bit easy, but I did tell myself I would quite like to start doing, like even before the challenge starts on Saturday, more steps anyway. Today I'm not feeling 100%, I will confess, which is also I think why I don't think I would have seen a new low weigh-in or anything today. Like my weight stalled the last few days, and I mentioned in the last video that I hadn't been feeling the best. Still feeling a bit bunged up, and I think because Sheffield finished, well, it didn't finish that late, but we were a bit behind just because of pausing it and stuff. And then I had to walk Zuko, then I had to wait half an hour to feed him. I didn't get to bed last night until probably gone 11, half 11, and then because I just felt so uncomfortable from like the food and everything that I'd eaten, I just didn't really sleep very well. And today I'm feeling very low energy, very antisocial, very bunged up, and just not 100%. So yeah, I don't know what my point of that was. Doesn't matter. Anyway, that's my food update, body weight update and everything. I am ready to see a drop now, so we will see what happens. Obviously, I'll just keep updating you guys on where I'm at. But yeah, so goal is end of Feb. I've said it out loud multiple times now. I would like to see an 85 on the scales by the end of Feb. That would set me up really nicely. I would like to comfortably be under 84 when I compete in May. Like I want to not have to cut. I want to potentially be able to have breakfast and like sip on my drink on the drive there. So yeah, I might even stay overnight if I haven't really planned that far ahead. I probably won't do that. Anyway, I think that's the main update. I don't think there's anything else to talk through, nothing to really say. Very excited to film the Sheffield recap on Friday. I am currently rewatching it. I do this every year, so watch it live with my friends, but obviously it's a bit of a social, so we're chatting and stuff as well, so I don't get to pay like full attention. So then I always watch it back the next day to properly take it all in, even though I already know the results and everything. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel like this Sheffield was as good. And that makes me really upset because I feel like it had the potential, and I was so more excited for this one than ever before. But there were a lot of misses, which obviously adds to the excitement of what's going to happen. But I'm really intrigued to hear Manny and Millie's thoughts on Friday as well when we film the recap. And then the recap will be up next week on Monday. Today's episode, which is obviously already out by the time this video goes up in a couple of days, podcast episode was with Sophia Ellis. So make sure you go listen to that on the art of lifting if you haven't already. But yeah, I've not really got anything else to say. I've got a little bit more work to do, but I've been pretty productive today. Considering how rough I feel, I've actually been pretty productive. I want to do a little food shop later today, but only like a really quick top up, so that shouldn't take me too long. But I've got like a few more replies to get through, but only literally like 3 or 4, and then I am done for the day. So that will be good, and then just gonna chill out. I think gonna sit on the sofa with Zuko and watch Prison Break and just relax until we walk him later. He also needs a bath, which we haven't bathed him in a while. He's had a couple of baths since we got him, but he doesn't really get that dirty, but I know it's early, he's a little bit smelly. So I need to bath him, and I'm intrigued to see how that goes because he's a lot more confident than the last time we bathed him, which makes me think he's gonna be a little terror. But we will see. But there's literally nothing else to update you guys on. It's been a very normal Monday. Just literally been sat here all day, so. Okay, so it's Tuesday afternoon, it's 3:30. I've just finished work for the day. I've got an inquiry call this evening at 6, but other than that, I am done for the day. Managed to finish in really good time today, so I'm now gonna go and get my squats and bench done, and then I've got my accessories to do after, but I'm gonna do those after my inquiry call, which ideally I don't wanna have the gap between the two, but I kind of just want to get my training session done now. It's been a very odd day. I started the day in a great mood. I slept really well last night, went to bed at like 9:30, 9:45, probably fell asleep by like 10:15, 10:30. Got up at 7 to walk Zuko, had a lovely walk, and yeah, just felt like in a really good mood. And then, so we had our roof on the garage replaced a while back, and the sheets that were on there were asbestos. But basically the guys that replaced the roof, they could have got rid of it for us, and they have all the licensing for it, but it's just not something that they really do very often. So it would have cost a lot because they didn't have any of the bags and stuff. Like they would have had to get the specific stuff, which is quite expensive, to then obviously make a special trip to get rid of it all. And so we decided to basically just wait and get them removed like a little bit later down the line. Granted, we've waited way longer than planned, but this morning, the guys that were removing it came to pick it up, and they literally just pulled up. It was all like by the gate for them to just take away, fine, whatever. And like they're legitimate, like they have the license, they have everything they need to. They were going to remove it. My dad's actually friends with them, so they were doing it on the same day. They had another job to do, so yeah. Anyway, they pulled up. He's trying to eat the bar grip on my top. Hey, oi. So they pulled up this morning to collect the stuff and just were cracking on. They were probably parked outside for like 15, 20 minutes. Like there wasn't a lot to get rid of. And our neighbours, who we don't really speak to be fair, like we've seen them a few times, especially in the summer. Like if we were out and about on a Saturday, like doing work at the garage or whatever, they would always be at the front, like washing cars or like just about, and they'd come and say like hello. But pretty much every conversation we've had with them, they've moaned about something. Not necessarily something we've done. They're just the type that like to moan and complain. And this morning, they decided to take it upon themselves to moan at the guys that were doing their job, that we had hired to do their job, and were demanding to see that they'd got the right license and everything to remove this asbestos, and were just being incredibly rude, which, even if they didn't have the license, it's not their business. We're the ones paying them. We're the ones that hired them and picked them to do the job. Like, come and speak to us. And also discovered, so when we had the roof replaced before, I was actually away at the time, so the guys, like, we just left the gate open for them and they just came and went, like, as they did it kind of thing. So we weren't actually, but I wasn't actually home. My boyfriend didn't see them because he was always at work when they were here. And it turns out they also had a go at the guys that did the roof, for not being, like, apparently they weren't supposed to touch our roof, and they were basically trying to tell them to stop what they were doing, not replace our garage roof and all of this. And like, I didn't know this, and this happened months ago. And basically, I was just then in a really annoyed, like, angry mood, because these neighbours never speak to us. They've moaned at my parents about us before, bearing in mind as well, because we have stones in our drive. I'm just going to basically rant about my neighbours. We have stones in our driveway, which we hate. Like, we want to get the driveway replaced eventually. Can you stop? Also, just like, well, he's being very gentle. That's why I'm not being overly strict with him right now. Yeah, we have a stone driveway, and I hate it. Like, I don't want a stone driveway. But that's low priority because it's outside. It's not a big deal right now. And obviously with that, whenever we leave the drive, stones go onto the pavement, which we do sweep up from time to time. Like, we don't just leave them and let it get really bad. But once, my dad is very anal about it, and so whenever he comes around, he will sweep them up. And they literally moaned to my parents about the fact that we let stones go on the pavement because one of them has bad knees and she can't walk on them. Bearing in mind, it's like minimal stones. I've literally never seen these people walk past our house. Like, I've never even seen them walk anywhere. I literally only ever see them get in their car and drive places. So basically, I've just been annoyed this morning because, can you stop? Okay. I've been annoyed this morning because our neighbours are just rude, and they, like, just come and speak to me, come and speak to my boyfriend, we will talk to you. Don't give whoever we get to do work on our house a hard time. But yeah, they are just the types you complain. They're basically just older, retired couple that have nothing better to do than cause a fuss. And it's just really annoying. And I would rather them come speak to us. So that basically put me in a bad mood this morning. But overall, it's been a good day, to be fair, apart from him now being naughty. But he's also been pretty good all day. And to be fair, because I've had quite a lot of work to get through today, I've not really given him any attention, which is why he's acting out, because he is a needy little baby. But again, he's being very gentle. So yeah, that is my day so far. It's been a good day. Like, I'm in a pretty good, like, I feel pretty good. I've not felt like 100% today, but I feel significantly better than I did yesterday. So I think, yeah. Anyway, body weight update. So I was back down to 88.3 today, which is what I was Friday, Saturday and Sunday morning. Obviously I shot up yesterday. After the Greek food on Sunday night. But that makes me think potentially, can you stop? Potentially a new low weigh-in tomorrow. I'm just gonna hold him here. A new low weigh-in tomorrow, potentially. Not sure, because obviously yesterday was lower carb day, so naturally my weight will drop a bit anyway from that. But we will see. We will see. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I keep saying this, we get an 87 soon. But I think it's about time. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna go train because my dog's being really naughty. So literally just finished my session less than 45 minutes to do all of squats and bench, including like setting up between the two lifts. Very happy with that. I feel like I've been in a bit of a bad mood this whole session because as I came out here, I just kept thinking about the neighbour situation. It was just annoying me how nosy people are, and like, I just wish people would speak to you if they had a problem, you know, but it's fine. I had a really good session though. So squats felt super easy, super comfortable, like as they should, but high bar actually felt really solid tonight. Only thing that happened was before my second set of back-offs, my right knee felt a little bit twingy, but actually when I set up my feet a little bit further under me, so I wasn't like putting much pressure on my knees and stuff as I unrack, and also I'm still unracking from a lower rack height too, because I can't be bothered to strip the bar and change the rack height now that the rack's in the wall between low bar and high bar, so I am kind of doing half a rep as I unrack on high bar, but that's probably not great for my knee. Anyway, when I actually did my set, my knee felt fine, it's kind of felt fine ever since. Only thing is on my last set of tempo bench, I did feel my right knee a little bit uncomfortable, but it was like a consistent feeling the whole way through. It wasn't any better or worse at any point. So, I mean, that means I had consistent leg drive, I guess. But yeah, it feels fine. Like I'm not worried or anything. Like it was just a little niggle. It's not an issue. It feels fine now, like no pain or anything. So basically, squats, very easy, very comfortable. Really, really happy. Actually, really, really easy. They felt better than they normally do on week 2. Like, so no complaints there. And then tempo bench. So last week, I found tempo bench awful. I actually put a story on Instagram because I use tempo bench a lot with my clients, but this is actually only the second time I've ever done, like I did it last week for the first time. I don't think I've ever done it before that. And I was like, I'm so sorry to everyone I've programmed tempo bench, which is most of my clients at some point in their lifting career. Like, it's a really good way to teach people to like get their leg drive, maintain their positioning, and like feel their positioning as well, because obviously everything's kind of slowed down, which is why I've put it in for myself. And last week I was like, oh my god, this is awful. Like I knew it wasn't going to be fun, don't get me wrong, but actually I take that all back because this week it felt really nice and really comfortable. Like, don't get me wrong, 100 kilos for a single and sets of 3 at 90 for me, very easy anyway. Like very, very sub-max loads at the moment on bench, just to, well, I kind of get things a bit more better, like feeling a bit better and more natural, but also like pain and stuff goes down, which to be fair, currently, I think, I do this all the time to see how my elbows feel, but pretty much pain-free. Like if I hold and like put pressure on my elbow, I know I'll be able to feel it, but just kind of moving around, fully extending my arm and stuff, nothing, so that's good. I've kind of been taking my upper accessories a little bit easier with the elbow issues, just to give them a bit of a break. Like I want to add more pulling work in, because I think that will also help my shoulder. But at the moment I need to just be careful because certain movements do make my elbow a bit more sore. I keep meaning to take straps with me when I do my upper body accessories as well, but I forget. But anyway, tempo bench felt really nice tonight, really nice. I feel like, obviously it's very early days of this block, it's literally the first day of week 2, but the way bench felt Saturday, Sunday and today, best it has felt in months. Probably as good as it felt going into Commonwealth, so that's really, really promising. So yeah, I think we've figured things out, and also I'm quite glad I'm not wearing the belt. I don't think I've actually spoken about why I'm not wearing the belt yet, but basically, I hate wearing a belt for bench. Like, the less equipment I need to lift, the happier I am, because it's just a faff. And especially while it's cold, because I want to have my jumper on when I bench, although I don't really like benching in the bar grip, to be fair, because I don't want it to I don't want to get used to it. But I just can't be bothered to keep like pulling my jumper up, putting my belt, because also if you put your belt over your jumper, it just doesn't feel the same, so I always put it over my t-shirt. So then I have to like lift my jumper up, put my belt on, and it's just unnecessary time for my session, you know, which sounds really lazy. And obviously if I felt like there was a major benefit, I would keep wearing my belt. The reason I kept it on was because at the time, like before, it did definitely feel like I could feel my positioning, and like it helped me cue my rib expansion a lot for my brace. But the last few weeks I haven't really felt like it's really helped. And when I went to Fortitude for my end of block session where I had a terrible bench day, my warm-ups without my belt felt better than my top sets with my belt. So I decided to just give it a go, not wearing it this block. And so far so good actually. It feels really nice. If I don't need it, I don't need it. And I've also stopped internally rotating quite as much on bench as well. So big thing for me is obviously going to be elbow depth. And now the rack is here against the wall, I can't really see it. But I think I've got more consistent anyway. Like I think my elbow depth is fine basically. And I'm not internally rotating quite as much because I just felt like that, again, my shoulders just didn't like it. For some people it's fantastic and it works really well, others it doesn't. I'm still not tucking, like I'm still flaring, but I'm just not rotating quite as much, and that's definitely helped as well. Basically I'm very happy with how bench is, and again, I'm kind of just not overthinking it as much. Foot position feels good. I think from what I saw on my phone camera, my butt did stay down, so that's also very good progress. And yeah, I feel like I'm talking very loudly. Basically just really good session, happy, nothing else to really say. Mood hasn't been the best, but it's fine. I just don't understand nosy people, guys. Like, why can't we all just get on? Why can't everyone just get on and be friends? But I also spoke to my mum today about more work getting done on the house. So at the moment we're saving up to be able to pay for like bigger things to be done. Like we need the floor replaced, especially where Zuko's been chewing it. But obviously we're just gonna do the whole lot in one go. We need the bathroom redone. Kitchen will need to be redone, but my dad could do that. I mean, obviously we'll still pay him, but that's not urgent. Like that's probably the last on the list of things, apart from maybe the drive. But before we get the floor done, we need to do something with the skirting boards, and I think we're probably going to just rip them off and replace them once the floor is done. But basically, I'm going to try and convince my dad. My mum's already said yes, but my dad to come around and help me, because like we're not practical people. Like we don't like. Don't get me wrong. I can do things if I get shown how to do them, but I've never done a house up before. I've never done work to a house before. Like I don't know what I should do and what I shouldn't do. So I want to basically just come up with a plan, because currently I feel like we're not getting anywhere with the house, and it is stressing me out quite a lot, because although the house is absolutely livable, it's not nice. Like there's a lot of things that just aren't great that need to be done. Like the bathroom is hideous. Like it's not so hideous that I don't feel clean being in there, but it looks grubby no matter how much we scrub it, and I hate that. Like I haven't put it in a video, I don't think. It's like very old pinkish tiles. Like the shower's leaked through the wall before, so there's just silicone everywhere on the tiles to stop it from leaking through. And that's something that we have to keep topping up every now and then. Well, I say we, my mum. And yeah, so basically I just want to start making progress on the house. And because I don't think we're going to live here forever either. Like I do think this is going to be a doer-upper and then move on, maybe move somewhere further out of the city in like a few years' time. But obviously we have to plan what we do to the house around Zuko as well. Like if he's going to be in his destructive phase, I don't want to make things really nice. So yeah, basically that's life update. Is I want to get stuff done to the house. There's not really much I can be doing right now though, which is why we need to sit down and come up with a plan of like what is worth me doing right now, what is just worth leaving, because I don't want to like rip all the skirting boards off and then nothing be done for 6 months and I just have messy walls for 6 months, you know. So yeah, any DIYers or construction workers want to just like tell me what to do to my house, would be appreciated. But I think the next big thing actually, what I forgot about then, was the electrics need to be done. So that's not really interesting for this vlog though, but I'm trying to include more lifey bits, and unfortunately my life is very dull right now, and it is just, dog man, that's not dull. Coaching's going really, really well. I've got a consultation call, so it's now 5 to 6. No, that's not right. 5 to 5. I've got a consultation call at 6, so in just over an hour, so I'm going to literally head in, eat. Got that call. I've got a podcast booked in tomorrow with Gavin Aiden, so that's going to be cool. Need to do some, well, I say do some prep, need to come up with some things to talk about on that, because what I'm really conscious of when I have bigger lifters on is I don't want to ask them all the stuff that they've been asked before. And I've listened to like most of the podcasts he's been on, like, and I listen to most lifting podcasts anyway, so people I have on, a lot of stuff like I kind of already know of through them being on these other podcasts, and I want to give something different, like a different perspective of these people, and just chat through different things. So got him booked in tomorrow. Sheffield, I've got another inquiry call Thursday. Sheffield recap booked in for Friday. And then I think I'm going to try and keep the weekend somewhat free, because if I've got my dates correct, this is my last weekend at home for a couple of weeks, I think, because of comps and stuff. Not really sure, but I know I've got like between the 9th of Feb and like, I think it's the 18th of May that I want to compete. And I've got another client doing that comp as well. I've got a lot of comps going on for clients, so I don't think I need to be at all of them, but I need to double check that too. So very busy few months coming up, but that's obviously a really good thing. Like it means business is going well. And yeah, nothing else to really say though. Just kind of working, existing, trying not to fall out with the neighbours. And yeah, that's about it though. I'm probably gonna wrap the video up here. I really don't feel like I've said everything, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap the video up here. If you made it to the end, I appreciate it. Please leave a like, please comment, let me know you're still here. Let me know what you guys want to see more of. I know I keep saying I need to show more of what I'm actually eating on this cup, but I keep forgetting. Fingers crossed for a new low weigh-in the next couple of days. I think what will help me with the low weigh-ins, to be fair, is now that I'm not benching on Fridays, Thursday and Friday are both rest days. So Thursday and Friday are now going to be my lower carb rest day macros. So I think Saturdays we're probably going to start seeing decent low weigh-ins. I might have just jinxed that and now I won't, but logically it would make sense. So we're going to see. Also, step count today is already like significantly higher because we're taking Zuko on slightly longer walks now. And then just naturally steps through the house and stuff, obviously. So this will also help. And then as of Saturday, it's the 1st of February, and I need to do 12,000 plus steps a day. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking now. I will see you in a few days for the next video. I try the way I try, it's time to say goodbye. This is what love do.